Thank you for listening today on Revealing Wholeness, sponsored by Infinity Whole Health. Check out our website at infinityWholeHealth.com, where we are revealing the eternal in each individual, the infinite in the individual. The creativity is made manifest. Limitation is let go. Now, here's your host, Dr. Troy Munson.
Hello and welcome. I'm Dr. Troy Munson on Revealing Wholeness. You know, right now we're approaching Christmas, and the favorite time of year for everybody to create a resolution. I am going to do this year. And I believe the statistics are by the end of January, 80% of them are gone and never to be thought of again. I thought that's kind of funny. So for me, thinking I want to do something really simple. I want to do something really easy. I don't want to do something grandiose. And it's kind of the same way when it comes to nutrition. I don't want people to do crazy things. I have people wanting to come in and do cleanses. They tell me about all these crazy cleanses and wild things that they do, and ultimately I really want to dial things down and do it quite simply. I'll have people come in and do a liver bowel cleanse and they feel like garbage. They'll have diarrhea, they'll have all kinds of weird things, they'll feel like crap for 3 or 4 or 5 days. And you can do those things, but I don't really recommend them. I have even clients that have, gallbladders filled with stones that will do stuff that there's cleanses they'll do, and perhaps I'll do a podcast on those specific cleanses. But even that, I would prepare the body tremendously before I did something like that. And of course, most medical doctors, and if you're out there listening to this, you might cringe and think, you can't do a gallbladder flush on somebody who has stones, because those stones will get lodged in their bile duct, and now that's it's an emergency situation, and I have rarely, if ever, heard of anybody, even with large stones, ever getting stuck in their bile duct. Those bile ducts can really quite expand, and if they can't, then how do they get those big stones out them and poop them out and shine them up and make jewelry out of them? I've seen them. It's kind of crazy. But anyways, we do a lot of strange things, but I would like to dial back a little bit and say, how do we do just a simple cleanse? How can I, for very little money, and still feel quite good and not feel awful, but yet do a cleanse that, would be beneficial? And as this new year approaches, I recommend that if you're thinking about doing something change-wise in your body or your nutrition or working out or something like that, especially after the holidays of eating everything that we shouldn't eat, it's kind of nice sometimes to start the year with a gentle, simple cleanse. And, what I love most about the simplest cleanse is the word free. And if you like free, man, do I have the cleanse for you. And so what I'll do with folks is I say, just start doing 32 ounces of water first thing in the morning. And if you can get 32 ounces down, I want you to push that and go for 50 ounces. And you should have purified water. I've had people do it straight from the tap, and they've had really bad city water that may be high chlorine, fluoride, and they feel literally like garbage. They'll have a headache, they'll have all kinds of things. So make sure you're getting some very pure water, and that on an empty stomach, don't eat. But first thing in the morning, you got all those bottles of water sitting there on the counter. I remember having the small little half-liter bottles of water that they hand out at events here and there. They give you a half-liter bottle of water. Well, I'll have 3 of those sitting on my counter filled with purified water, and I just start pounding them. Or you can have 3 glasses of water that I wake up, and there they are waiting for me. And that's roughly about 48, 50 ounces of water. And so I'll just start pounding them. The first one I can pound pretty much straight, and then I'm sipping. Every breath I'm taking a sip of water through the next 2 glasses of water until I get 50 ounces down. The fun thing is that you'll notice you'll probably be peeing for the next 3 hours every 10 minutes. Be like, this is ridiculous. So make sure that when you do this, you might start on a Saturday. By day 3, I noticed something interesting when I did the water flush, that I wasn't peeing hardly at all. My body was actually doing something with the water and now beginning really to cleanse. So by about day 3, your body's saying, oh, well, if this is what you're going to do, then we know what you're doing and we're going to use it. And so instead of trying to flush all that water, it actually starts doing something with it. Now, if you're concerned about electrolytes, if you're concerned about, losing some minerals and things like that, you can pinch a little bit of Himalayan sea salt in it, and that would be just fine. I don't even know that I would do enough to even taste it, but just a little bit of minerals in the water would be excellent. And so it's something that you can do, that you can add to it. For some, you could do a little bit of fresh squeezed lemon. You know what I mean? Like the real stuff. Don't get the stuff out of the bottle. But squeeze in maybe 1/8 of a lemon in each glass just for a little bit of taste. That would be a nice, gentle effect that you could add to that water that would help. I wouldn't do the flush any more than about a week. If you like it and you want to continue it, I would definitely want to start adding minerals to you, because we wouldn't want to start just washing minerals away. If you're doing medications, if you're doing nutritional supplements, I would wait at least 1 hour to 2 hours before you take them after doing a water flush. If you find yourself in the midst of a pretty serious health challenge and you want to do some more aggressive water flushing, you can do that, but please contact me before you do something like that. We want to at least have a conversation with you about what to look for and what to expect as we do things like that, and you can do them for extended periods of time. But again, we want to make sure that you're not flushing out a ton of electrolytes in that respect. But most of you doing 50 ounces of water will find what I found, which was, wow, did I have energy? And if you're going to pair that with doing less grains, less sugar, and you're going to increase good fats, grass-fed meats, good vegetable sources while you're doing the water, you are doing a world of good for you. If you even want to pull back on your protein intake for a little bit and do a lot more vegetables, that would be awesome too. You could continue doing good fats. I'm all for that. And so from that standpoint, let me know what you experience. I would like to hear from you and say, hey, I did this and I noticed this, that, and the other thing, and I'll even post some stuff and see what happens. And if you have weird reactions, let's hear about it. It just means your body is trying to do something different. Don't be so concerned about some of the weird reactions. If you have high blood pressure, you might want to be monitoring blood pressure throughout the day and see if does the increased water actually lower the blood pressure. Maybe it increases it just a little bit. So kind of watch for those things too. Little stuff here and there can mean some positive things. Your body may be totally reorganizing itself, and in that process, it gets a little bit wacky, and that's okay. Trust the process, trust your body, know that it knows what to do. And just one quick side note at the end here, we are one of the few mammals that drinks water when we are not thirsty. I'm not a big proponent of drinking tons of water all day long. If you use it like a water flush as a tool, fine. But to try to go through 80 ounces of water a day because that's what somebody said you should do, I think is a load of malarkey. If you're not thirsty, you shouldn't be drinking water. If you're thirsty, you should be drinking water. Now, some of us don't drink any water, and I've talked about this on other podcasts, that we will literally lose our thirst reflex, and now our thirst reflex we've mistaken for a hunger reflex, and so we'll eat food instead of drinking water. So you may find a weird thing happen once you do this 50-ounce flush, is that all of a sudden, I'm thirsty, and I'm thirsty quite often. If that happens, I'd love to hear about it. And any other comments you want to make? Absolutely. And until next time, I'm Dr. Troy Munson on Revealing Wholeness.
Thanks for listening. If you have any questions or comments, you can reach Dr. Munson at 360-893-8586 or email him at chiroman@dr.com. That's chiroman@dr.com. Check out our current workshop schedule on Facebook at Infinity Whole Health.